Hello, I'm back in the car. Some of you are probably wondering, why is she always in the car? But I usually always have one of my sons home, and some of this I just don't think they need to really hear. And I don't know, I usually get the most thinking done when I'm driving. I'm kind of one of those that, like, my aha moments are usually when I'm just driving. Probably not even driving somewhere specific, just driving. So it is week 2 of treatment, and I think I'm going to take these glasses off. I think that I was so confident Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when I went, and then going to a meeting on Friday, that maybe set me up for failure on Saturday, because I went to the casino on Saturday. And I really beat myself up. And I can tell you this, it wasn't like fun anymore. Like, first of all, I didn't win like anything. There's no like carrot, like dangling carrots, like maybe you could win more. It was like, nope, not gonna let her win at all. So that sucked. So that wasn't fun at all. And I think maybe because of all this talking about and this treatment, gambling, I felt guilty. Like, I felt shamed, I felt guilty. I just wanted to hurry up and be done. And the reason I went is because they gave me like $150 a week. Up to $200 I've gotten in free money. I know it's not free, but they didn't have to give me anything, right? So when I went to that GA meeting, it felt really good. It was on the first step, and everyone kind of shared, and someone had been to the casino that day and they still came, and I thought that was just pretty amazing that they're still back here. And I'm just gonna do the best I can do, and hopefully that's not go to the casino. What my triggers were with that was definitely, I worked during the day, so I had a little bit of money, and I had issues at work. Like, I don't know, tables had issues, and I was trying to talk to someone and no one could help me, and it was just like a lot of like, maybe I'm making excuses, but it seemed like there was a lot of things. And then the owner said to me later, I heard you're in the weeds. I'm like, well, yeah, I asked for help because all my tables had issues, and it reminds me I'm not supposed to be like a server, bartender, like, so I try not to give that too much effort. But so that started, and then going from having the 4 days of like treatment and talking and getting this out and like eye-opening and exhaustion, to getting off work and I'm like, it's Saturday night, I don't have my son, what do I do? I freaking didn't know. I didn't really know. I called some friends, and my one friend came up to my work and we had a drink, and he wanted to show me some land he bought, and that was like cool. And then I was joking about going to the casino, and he's like, yeah, let's go. And I think the big thing is nobody really understands that this is like an addiction. It would be like, and it's by no means, it wasn't his fault. And when I left, he was going to leave me there, but I felt bad, and he was like, I'm so sorry, I should have brought you there. I'm like, no, I'm a big girl. I take full responsibility. I do. But yeah. And then yesterday my group got canceled. And that's given me a lot of anxiety, because today's family day, and my oldest son, I asked him to come. I think it's supposed to be on the brain and addiction this week, but my counselor didn't get back to me, and she was sick yesterday, so I don't know if he's coming to the right one. I have anxiety because our relationship is strained. It's strained. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But, so I kind of wanted to give someone like a heads up on, this isn't the easiest relationship, and we already have, like, if I was taking my middle son that I live with, or my younger son, like, I wouldn't need to, like, tell him, I'd be like, hey, here's my kids. But with my oldest, I feel like, I don't know. It means, like, the world to me that he said he would come. Like, that means, like, I'm tearing up already. But I don't think, like I'm good enough yet, or I'm, like, farther enough, or better enough, like. But such is life, so I'm going to have to tell my group, along with my son, that after my first week, I went back to the casino. And I reached out to a girl I met in GA, which I loved it. And she was like, Angie, that's okay. Like, it's okay. And you got to stop beating yourself up. And I guess I just thought that, like, once I stopped, willpower is strong enough, and it's hard to not have this meeting, and I think that I just maybe need to find more to go to, because on Saturday, I didn't know what to do, because generally, when I didn't have my son, and I just got off work, so I had some money in my pocket, I went to the freaking casino, because I was lonely and bored, and I was lonely and bored on Saturday. I was, and that's what I did. So, I don't think that anyone is expecting perfect. I made a deal with my landlord, because I am 2 months behind. Oof. That's been weighing really, really heavy on me, that I would have it paid by the end of this week. And I am going to sell my car. I have a 2016 Jeep Renegade that I paid $22,000 for in October, so like a few months ago. And on the Kelley Blue Book value, it looks like I can get $15,000. So I figured I'm gonna trade it in for a cheaper car, like $5,000, or not $5,000, $10,000, so I can get $5,000 back and get caught up on my bills, and then have a fresh start. And never get this way again. But I am so flippin' blessed, because if this was any other place I lived, they'd been like, get the hell out, what are you doing? Like, really genuinely working with me. I'm very, very grateful for that. I got God and these little angels just like, oh, help the girl out for a minute. Just kidding. So, week 2 starts gambling. I had to, this past week, I love homework. Like, I am one of the weirdos. Am I going the right? Yeah. I haven't passed Scooter Bell. I'm one of those weirdos that I like homework. I need to have something to do all the time. I don't know if it's my ADHD. I don't know what it is, but I need to be busy all the time. So I like to color. I like to do things. And yeah, I like to go all over the place, but I can kind of train my mind to, like, just focus on one thing. What happens is, like, with this car thing, I am all over the place. I was all over the place when I got this car, and I'm all over the place now. Nothing's changed. So I over-research everything. Like, it could be jeans. It could be a ring. It could be a necklace. It could be hair dye. Everything I feel the need to YouTube and research. What that means is that takes a lot of freaking time. A lot of time. I've researched cars more than any cars. I researched the cruises that the lady told me I should work at a travel agent, because I knew what cruises had what on them and what went out of what countries. I mean, it's just stupid. And part of me is, I thought I was being thrifty, but I think that's just another way to escape having to think about anything else. So I'm hopefully going to try to find a car. What happens now is, now that I'm like, it's Wednesday, and I said by the end of the week, so I'm thinking that's Friday. I think I'm going to have to give something probably stupid just to get it, because I've over-researched this whole time. Or what happens is I drive to Rochester, which is like far, like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours away, hour and a half away, to find out it's a manual. It showed it in the pictures, but it said automatic on the thing, so I guess I didn't even look at the pictures. But all this takes so much time. So much time. Time that I could be doing other things. And I did my goal chart, and yeah. So here's week 2 of not gambling. Actually, you know what? A YouTube video said something about what you think you become. I get it. So if I am, let's say I'm going to quit smoking. Instead of saying to myself, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to quit smoking, I'm going to quit smoking. That's no different than me telling you right now, don't think of a pink elephant. Don't think of a pink elephant. Don't think of a pink elephant. Your mind thinks of a pink elephant. So they were trying to say how I should train my mind instead of saying, you don't smoke, don't smoke. I need to say to myself, I love air. I love air. I love air. I love air. So that way you're not even putting that thought into your mind. And I think maybe that needs to happen with gambling. Which, I gotta just say one more thing now that I'm thinking about it. I know for a fact that some people don't take me serious when I say that. When I say this. I told my manager that I can't work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And he didn't realize he thought that was just for that week. Well, no, it wasn't. But something kind of really struck me as stupid yesterday, and that was, he was out of town for like a week, comes back in town, and he says yesterday to me, oh, sorry, I can't back up because they're in my ass. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. This Minneapolis driving is terrible. So yesterday I'm working, and it's the first time I see him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we missed you. It was so great to see you. And he's like, oh yeah, and you'd love it. You'd love this. Listen to this story. So when I was going on my vacation, I stopped at a casino with $20, and I turned it into $7,000. And me and the bartender looked at each other. I'm like, well, that's kind of a weird thing to say to someone that has an issue gambling. And he's like, no, I'm just joking. And the bartender and I kind of looked at each other like, okay, well, I mean, it was kind of believable, but why would you joke? So if anybody is watching this and you are like a friend or family, or you know somebody that gambles, it's not like a funny thing. It's not like it's really hard to get people to take this serious. Like, and people are like, oh, you're just doing it so preventative, right? Well, I don't know what I'm doing it for, how I'm doing it. I just know that I can't gamble anymore. So call it what you want. There's cars everywhere. I kind of love Minneapolis. Although I'm pretty sure I'd be in an accident. Which, I have 2 cars that I like. I like a pink one and a yellow one. And they're both tiny. Tiny. Like, way tinier than my car. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do Uber in these tiny, tiny cars. But I think to myself, when I get rid of this car, am I going to be sad? am I going to say, you know what, you stupid ass should have, I mean, you could have bought like 10 of these with the money you had. And now you're having to sell one to get money? That's super sad. But you know what? Hopefully all I can say is I can't go back and change shit. I can just like learn from it, right? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to give this car back and say, you know what? It just wasn't meant to be it this time. And I always had a dream to have a Jeep. Well, it was a Jeep Wrangler, but you know, I've always had a dream to have a Volkswagen Beetle. I had that. That didn't work forever. And so I'm just going to let go with love and learn the lessons, take the mistakes as assignments for my life. Like, oh, she had to do it the hard way. Not anymore. Not anymore. You got it? Done. We'll see how this goes with my son tonight. I'm really, really, really hoping it... I miss being close to him. Like, he was so close, and I think that was probably our problem, is we were probably too close. Like, he was my confidant. Gray rock. No emotions. That's what he wants. No emotions. Just... But then again, I can't just pretend to be shit I'm not either, so I don't really know. So, we'll see how this goes. Thanks for listening to my blab. Oof. Toodles, badoodles.